Hello, stargazers. Alessandra Coffey reporting to you for today. To all you Geminians that are out there, happy birthday! I noticed 3 days ago, as of the 21st of May, 2020, that the sun was exactly 0 degrees in your sign. So, happy birthday to you! If you are a proud parent and you have just welcomed a great little new one into this world as of today, I looked briefly at the chart of the moment. So here's what you can see when it comes to your little one. So, first off, when it comes down to the sun sign being in Gemini, you have a baby who is going to be very communicative in your life. There's not going to be a mystery as to what that little child is thinking. They're going to lay everything that they're thinking and everything that they're envisioning right out on the table for you. And Gemini, again, ruling the third house of communication, you're going to have more like a little reporter going around the house. So I liken Gemini to this just in, I just met the most interesting person, and guess what? They're right next to me. Or this just in, I went on the most exciting ride ever. This exciting roller coaster. You guys really have to try it. Or this just in, I went on a ride that sucked. And guess what? It's right behind me right now. So you're going to have this little one not only visit social media often, but also that they're going to be, like I said, very communicative. And Gemini also being that of quick wit and also that of being of energy. These are signs that really, or this is a sign that really loves to be mentally engaged all the time and also just engaged all the time. So sometimes you might hear the occasional, I'm bored, and it's just kind of finding a good outlet for your little one to engage in. So whether that's kind of brushing up on information or studying a new language or just encountering on an endeavor that actually requires time and requires effort is definitely a great endeavor for your little one, your little baby. With that also being said, your little baby's a double Gemini, which means that the moon sign is also in the same sign. So, what your child displays outwardly from the ego when it comes to his or her sun sign is also what that child's going to express inwardly emotionally. Emotionally, I would say with a moon in Gemini, I always see within individuals and natives who have that sort of transit as a definite need and drive to communicate and to really see the world through expressive terms. You might have a little baby who might be vlogging a lot, as I am. You might have a little one who would probably want to work for the school paper, or who might have an interest in becoming a writer, or in some way, shape, or form, finding ways to communicate and understand the world via communication as well. And that's not just always social media. Actually, third house is usually old school communication. So it's the hear ye, hear all about it, and it comes down to newspapers and journalism as well. Hey, you might even have a little baby who would be interested in journalism as well too. So you just never know with that double Gemini in there too. Geminians are also known for being mercurial as well too, meaning that they love logic. So this is a little one both inwardly and outwardly. They love and are fascinated to facts. They're fascinated to logic. They love to have the facts when it comes down to statements. They're probably going to be that little one who's going to ask why. That's probably going to be their favorite word. So when you tell them, hey, go pick up your toys, you're probably going to ask why. And it's not a defiant situation. It's not a defiance on their part. It's more they need a little backing, like a little philosophical backing. Or they might need a logical backing. Or they just might need, because and give like a social norm or something, or social norm that kind of gives them a little bit more of a reason for why. And there are probably going to be little kids who are going to be inquiring why a lot. So, not that I'm going to say that you have a lot on your hands, but you're going to have a lot of communication on your hands as well. Now, you definitely have a little one who has a lot of energy in Gemini as well, in the regard that Venus and Mercury are both conjunct in that sign as well. So, normally when I say Venus conjunct Mercury, I usually see a smooth talker. However, with your little one, because Venus is in retrograde right now, being a native myself, my Venus was in retrograde except in Virgo. One thing I can say that with Venus in retrograde is you're not just going to have somebody who speaks nicely and kindly. So, aka, you're not going to just have a smooth talker on your hands, but you're probably going to have somebody who is more along the lines of they genuinely want to know how you're feeling. They don't want to just tell you what you want to know, as we usually see with natives who have Mercury conjunct Venus. Because of the Venus retrograde situation, it's probably going to be, if they ask you, hey, how are you doing? They probably want to know how exactly you're doing as well too. If they say something nice, good chance they mean it as well. That retrograde motion brings more of a depth when it comes down to social interactions and relationships. You're also going to have a little baby that's going to be thinking a lot about the meaning of love and the meaning of what it means to be in love as well. So, unlike a lot of natives who have Venus indirect, where they just fall in love and that's it, a lot of people who are in Venus retrograde end up thinking about, what is love? Why am I falling in love? Why do I like this person? What is it about this person that makes me tick? What is it about this individual that makes me tick? And as entertaining a little one that has Venus retrograde conjunct Mercury, you're probably going to hear a lot of questions about the meaning of love and why they're falling in love, and so on and so forth. They're probably going to engage you in a lot of philosophical discussions about the subject matter. They might even, and I kind of have this little prediction, they might even engage in philosophical discussions about social interactions as well. Why there are such social institutions as there are, or again, as with the picking up the toys and the why question, they might want to have a little engagement as to why it's socially acceptable for kids to pick up their toys, or why it's socially acceptable that kids do not get toys all the time. So, as I've said, you may have a lot of very deep philosophical discussions, but nonetheless very happy philosophical discussions as well. Knowing that even though it's Venus Venus retrograde also brings about a pleasant philosophical discussion, as opposed to the negative philosophical discussion, the hard philosophical discussion. So, again, to all you Geminians, a very happy birthday to you. And for those who have welcomed a new one into this world, a very hearty congratulations. And I hope that covering just the main planets of your little one's chart, little one's natal chart, is very helpful to you. Well, stargazers, do not be afraid to continue to look up at the stars, and as always, be well.